Hello, my friends. Welcome to episode 102 of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. Today, I am ready to tell you about the fun thing that I wanted to tell you about a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't have quite ready. I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago, I alluded to something that I was going to be talking about in episode 100, but I didn't have it ready quite yet. But now, today, it is ready, and I'm super, super excited. I've got all the odds and ends all figured out with this new thing I'm going to tell you about, and I'm super excited to tell you about it. So, first of all, I want to talk about some things that kind of change as we get older, right? So, I have been feeling this big time this year. I'm turning 45 this year in a few months, pretty crazy. And I don't know by definition when, like, quote unquote, midlife starts. I know I'm not old, like elderly, but I also know I'm not really that young. Anymore, right? I mean, sure, maybe I'm young compared to I don't know, my grandparents. My grandparents aren't even alive anymore, but you know what I mean. I feel like I'm in midlife. And I feel like most of the women that I talk to every single day are also in midlife. And so many things shift and change as we get into this stage of our life, right? For example, I am finding this year it's a very interesting transition that my life has been taking since this summer. My daughter, she got her driver's license. My youngest got her driver's license last year. This summer, she started working and she started like being more social. And she got a job, or I just said she got a job. She is on the high school cheer team. She's never home. And I've got one married, one in college, one who's a junior in high school, very busy, never home, and things are changing. I'm finding myself like at night, I'm not cooking as much for a family that's home. People don't need me quite as much. My kids don't need me. They're becoming more independent. My life is shifting, right? And then that just kind of got me, probably a month ago, it got me thinking like, man, there's so many shifts that happen in midlife. Like our careers can shift. Oftentimes, if you are in a career, it can take on you can get more responsibility with that, right? Our responsibility sometimes with kids might lessen a little bit in midlife because we don't have toddlers. We don't have kids where we're trying to physically feed, get ready for the day, that kind of thing. They're a little bit more independent. Things with friendships might be shifting, kind of our beliefs about things. People, you get more confident oftentimes as we get older. We get more willing to speak our minds as we get older. Things just shift, right? And that's not even touching on our hormones, our metabolism, that kind of thing that also shifts. Like, I'm sure you felt like this before, but you're doing everything right. You're eating clean, you're working out, you're listening to, all the things you see on social media that you should be doing. You're cutting out the intense HIIT training. You're doing all the right things, but the scale keeps creeping up, right? You're waking up feeling bloated. Your jeans don't fit the same. And like you're wondering, you didn't change anything, but your body is shifting as well. As we get into perimenopause and getting closer towards menopause and postmenopausal, our sex hormones will shift, right? Our progesterone is going to drop, our estrogen will drop over time, our testosterone drops, all these things happen. It's a totally normal and natural process, okay? There's nothing wrong with you if things are not working like they used to. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean anything is wrong, right? But you're just following an approach that doesn't work anymore. Your body has shifted, your lifestyle has shifted, but your approach to health and fitness and weight loss has not shifted, right? So I'm super excited to tell you guys about something I've been putting together for about a month or two, and I am calling it the SheShifts System, okay? So here's the thing. Most of us, when we decide we want to lose weight, we cut calories super low. We start, moving more. And sometimes we'll do, more aggressive protocols that like used to work when we were younger or that worked for your husband or whatever. Like you're doing keto, you're cutting out carbs. Maybe you're going super strict with like carnivore or something. You decide to sign up for a marathon because you think I'll burn all these calories from running. That's going to work, right? Maybe in your 20s or your 30s that worked okay. But once your hormones start to shift in perimenopause, that strategy can totally backfire because as we lose that progesterone, testosterone, estrogen slowly over like the 10 years in perimenopause, it makes it so much harder for our bodies to handle stress. And it makes it easier for our cortisol levels to become chronically elevated. And that's going to make fat loss harder. It's going to slow down your metabolism. It's going to make you store more body fat. It's going to affect your insulin sensitivity, which will also make it harder to lose weight. And so that's why so many women feel like they're just pushing themselves and they're working harder than they ever have, but nothing is working. And oftentimes you can feel like things are getting worse, right? And you just get super frustrated. And oftentimes it leads you to throw in the towel and just completely give up, right? And I know this. I have been there, you guys. I don't know if you remember my story. I've shared it somewhat recently. I can't remember when exactly, but I gained 50 pounds over the course of a year. I had been competing in bodybuilding competitions for 10 years, and I came off of a time period where my body was super stressed, right? I had been, I say under eating. I wasn't like, obviously I wasn't anorexic or starving myself or anything, but I was in a chronic calorie deficit for a long, long time. And it left me with some hormone imbalances. I had a sluggish thyroid. I was estrogen dominant. I had very high insulin, high blood sugar levels. And I had, high cortisol, super high cortisol. And so all of this for me came about because of my extended time period in bodybuilding. But I see women all the time who are in the same boat, but their stressor was something different, right? Maybe their stressor was a rocky marriage, a tough divorce, a death in the family. Maybe it was like that you were doing a lot of marathons or excess cardio training or something like that, or just you were just a typical woman who has been told you need to eat 1,200 calories a day to maintain your weight, and so that's what you did. That can also cause a lot of stress on your body. So I know how it feels to do all the things, right? You're tracking your macros, you're working out, you're doing all the right things, but every single week the scale is going up and up and up. And I remember my clothes started fitting differently. They started fitting differently, and then they stopped fitting, right? And I felt like I just didn't even recognize who I was anymore. I was like, maybe this is my new normal. I kept thinking, I remember crying on my bed thinking like, if this weight gain would just stop, I could figure out how to be okay with where I am at right here. But it kept on going up and up and up. And what I did during that time was I dove all into learning about hormones, what each hormone does for us, what, optimal hormone balance looks like, and also how to achieve that naturally. Some of our clients that we work with do need to go on hormone replacement therapy. I did do that over time. It wasn't actually during this time period during the weight gain. It was later on in my journey, but oftentimes you can do this naturally just with your habits, your exercise, your nutrition, and proper stress management. So when you learn to stop fighting your body and pushing it to like the brink of exhaustion, there is so much more progress that can happen. So when you start fueling your metabolism instead of completely starving it, your body will respond in a way that is supportive and not like when you're not being super, super aggressive. So when I kind of changed my approach, that's when the weight came off. My energy came back and I felt more like me again. Right? I felt more confident. My clothes fit. My jeans just slide up. They button super easily. I never have to wonder about, how do I feel like I look in these clothes? Like I feel confident all the time. And that's what I want to help other women get. So SheShifts System. My SheShifts System is a 16-week, it's a hormone-first, metabolism-friendly fat loss system. And it's designed for women in perimenopause or post-menopausal. And it's created and coached by women in perimenopause. It is not another restrictive diet. It's not, all these punishing, grueling workouts or hours in the gym. It's science-backed. It's a holistic approach, and we combine functional nutrition, strength training, mindset coaching, lab analysis, and stress reduction. All of these things combined for like the perfect blend that is going to get you results. And the best part is you do not have to give up pizza. You don't have to give up chocolate. You don't have to completely give up alcohol or anything like that. It's all about losing the stubborn weight without losing yourself really in the process, and without, giving up on your social life, your date nights, your experiences with your family, because in perimenopause and postmenopause, these shifts that are happening make those times with our families even more important, right? You may have kids that are graduating from high school, that are getting married, and you know these times with them are coming, they're dwindling, right? And so these times are even more important, and we don't want you being on a quote unquote diet for the rest of your life, right? That's just silly. So we've worked with so many women. One woman we just recently worked with, her name's Kim. She was 62. She lost 24 pounds in 12 weeks, and she is feeling stronger and leaner than she has been in decades, like since her 30s. Okay. Pamela's super awesome. She's another client we just worked with. At 40 years old, she hit her same weight that she was on her wedding day after 3 kids and a whole like lifetime of stress and change and things like that, right? We have a client, Amber. She's 38. She lost 25 pounds, and now she is feeling better and weighs less than she did in high school. It's not all about the weight though, right? It's all about how you feel, your energy levels, your confidence levels, things like that. And these women, they're not like special unicorns. They're not special cases. They're very normal case studies of clients that we worked with. And they were frustrated, they were exhausted, they felt stuck. And once they shifted their strategy, they shifted everything, right? So let me tell you a little bit about our SheShifts system, okay? So it's made up of 3 main pillars, okay? Pillar number 1 is called our shift fuel method. So most women, when they decide they want to lose weight, they cut calories super low, they cut out carbs, cut out their favorite foods, and they end up kind of going too aggressive to where they find themselves exhausted, their hormones are out of whack, they have a sluggish metabolism, and their bodies are really, really resistant to weight loss. Does that sound familiar? And so, of course, you need to be in a calorie deficit for weight loss, but your approach has to shift in midlife. So in our shift fuel method, we use a modified macro approach to help you eat as much as you can while still seeing the results you want to see. It's incredible. Our clients feel like they have major food freedom while seeing results every single week, like best of both worlds, right? Pillar number 2 is our shift sculpt system. So the biggest mistake I see women making with their workouts in midlife is that either they're jumping from class to class or video to video with like no real structure in their routine, or they're doing too much HIIT, high intensity cardio circuits, that kind of thing. So what we do differently in our shift sculpt system is we build a structured progressive plan. We can build that for your home or for your gym, wherever, whatever works for you, that really tracks strength and focuses on progress week after week. So we focus on getting stronger in the movements and having that consistency and structure in your routine that's going to boost natural testosterone. It's going to manage insulin, increase your metabolism, and really get you that lean toned look that a lot of our ladies are looking for. And then the last pillar is called our support her circle. So we are big on accountability and support. So most women, when they try to reach their goals, they'll download an app, or they'll, get some free challenge, or they'll try to check in with like their best friend or their husband to report how they're doing. But oftentimes that's just not enough support. In midlife, we need relationships that add value to our lives, right? So what we do in our support her circle is we have an amazing team of coaches. We have a mindset coach on our team. We do very holistic check-ins where we're looking at your sleep, your stress, digestion, hunger. This is about so much more than just your macros and just your weight. It is really about your hormones, your metabolism, how you're feeling as you move throughout the program. And that is crucial for us. So I want you to know, you guys, here's what I want you to take away from this little blurb here. Menopause is not a problem, okay? The real problem is that no one ever taught us to adapt to it. No one ever taught us to shift our approach to match the shifts our body is making. Your hormones shift, but your approach doesn't. And so that mismatch there is what keeps women stuck. So when you shift your strategy to support your biology, the weight comes off, the energy comes back, the confidence rebuilds. And that's exactly what SheShifts is all about. So if you're listening right now and you're like, oh my gosh, this is me. I've tried everything. Nothing is working. This is your invitation, okay? Stop punishing your body. Stop blaming yourself. Start supporting your body in the way it was designed to be supportive. SheShifts is the system that I wish I had years ago. It's put all of the pieces in place for our clients, and now it's here for you. So You can learn more, apply to work with us in our SheShifts system. I'm going to put the link in the show notes below because, friend, this is your reminder, okay? There's nothing wrong. Nothing is wrong. You just need a new approach, a shifted approach, because perimenopause and menopause is not the end. It is the beginning of the next chapter of your life. And I would love and be honored to be on this journey with you. So click the link in the show notes. I'd love to hop on a quick call, tell you more about the program, see if it's a good fit for you, and let's chat about it. Okay. So super excited to share this with you guys. I've been working on it for a long time and it's very close to my heart. And I would love to chat more with you one-on-one about it. So click the link in the show notes below and let's chat soon. Okay. Hope you guys have a wonderful week and I will talk to you next week.